If someone wakes up with a stiff neck most mornings, how much of that is the pillow?
More of it than people expect. A pillow's job is to hold your head, neck, and shoulders in one straight line for 8 hours. When the height is wrong, or when the material under your head gives out partway through the night, that line bends, and your neck holds the bend until you get up.
So the thing to change is the height of the pillow.
Height is the first thing to change, and there is peer-reviewed biomechanics work putting a number on how much it does. Researchers tracked cervical spine angle across a range of pillow heights, and going from 110 millimeters to 170 millimeters increased the extension angle at the neck by about 66%. 6 centimeters of height changed the angle your neck holds all night by 2/3.
6 centimeters is nothing. That is the width of a couple of fingers.
It is nothing to look at, and it is a great deal to your spine. The same study found pressure at the neck rose about 65% across that range, and a separate trial in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science adjusted each person's pillow height individually, aiming for roughly 15 degrees of tilt at the neck. And about half the participants got a clinically meaningful drop in neck pain out of the height change alone.
Half of them, from moving a pillow up or down.
From matching one number to one body, which is also why no maker can print the right height on a box. Both studies land in the same place, that small changes in height produce measurable changes in cervical angle and in reported pain, and neither one finds a single height that suits everybody.
Then how does a person find their own number?
Lie down in the position you sleep in, on your own mattress, and look at where your neck bends. A chin drifting down toward your chest means you are too high. A head tipped back with the throat stretched open means you are too low. What you want is your neck roughly parallel to the mattress, and if someone looks at you from the side, a straight line running from your ear through your shoulder.
Does the mattress change the answer?
It changes it a lot, and this is the one people miss. A firm mattress keeps your shoulder from sinking in. So there is a wider gap between your ear and the surface, and you need more height to bridge it. A soft mattress lets the shoulder drop, so you need less. New mattress, new pillow height. Start the check over rather than assuming the old setting still fits you.
In sleep position?
Side sleepers need the most height because the shoulder opens the widest gap under the head. Back sleepers want a middle height that fills the hollow at the base of the skull without pushing the chin forward. Stomach sleepers need the least, since anything tall rotates the neck to one side and then holds it there for hours.
Here's the question I hear most. Can a memory foam pillow cause neck pain?
It can, and the mechanism is worth understanding, because foam feels right at the moment you lie down. Viscoelastic foam softens with body heat and with weight held on it. So the height you tested in a store at room temperature is not the height you are sleeping on at 3 in the morning after your own warmth has been in it for hours. Your head keeps settling lower and your neck follows it out of line.
So the pillow that felt supportive when I bought it is the one letting me down.
The height went away underneath you, and that is the difference between a solid block and a loose material. Loose pieces slide sideways and pack against each other instead of collapsing downward, so they hold the height you set them to.
This is the buckwheat argument.
It is, and there is a clinical read on it. A 2019 crossover trial in the Korean Journal of Health Promotion put 30 patients on buckwheat pillows for 2 weeks and measured significantly greater reductions in neck and shoulder pain than the comparison pillow produced. Small study, and it points the same direction the biomechanics does, which is that a material holding a stable position beats a material that keeps yielding.
Why do the hulls behave that way?
Because they flex and then interlock. Put your head down and the hulls shift to the shape of your skull and the curve of your neck, then wedge against each other and stop moving. You are sleeping on a shape you made, and it is the same shape at 6 in the morning as it was at 11 the night before. Air moves through the gaps between them too, so the surface at your face stays cool instead of warming up under your head.
Buckwheat has a reputation for being crunchy and loud, though.
That comes from roasted hulls, which come out of processing as three-sided pyramids with pointed edges. Ours go through an air jet that breaks those pyramids into single flat pieces first, and that takes movement noise down by up to 68%. What you hear when you turn over is a soft rustle, closer to dry leaves than to gravel.
Where does wool land in all this? You keep coming back to buckwheat.
Wool is the softer route to the same straight line. The fiber has natural spring, so it pushes back against your head weight through the night instead of flattening under it. And it wicks up to 30% of its own weight in moisture, so the air right at your cheek stays dry. Side sleepers who want the height without the firmness usually land there.
And someone who wants both?
That is the buckwool hybrid. Firm buckwheat hulls on one side, organic wool on the other, an internal organic cotton divider keeping the two apart, and one zipper. People whose neck pain comes and goes flip to whichever side matches the night.
People ask about certification too. Where does that sit?
Our organic cotton and organic wool pillows are certified under the Global Organic Textile Standard across the whole pillow, which covers the fill, the cover, the thread, and the dye process under license GOTS-10229 through Oregon Tilth. Most brands certify the outer cover alone and then call the pillow organic. The buckwheat and buckwool pillows have organic cotton covers, and the hulls inside are USA grown and natural rather than certified. We name which is which because that distinction is the whole value of the certificate.
Let me come back to the person listening. How do they know it is the pillow and not something else going on in their neck?
Cleveland Clinic points to the timing. Pain that is at its worst the moment you wake up and then loosens over your first hour upright is the pattern that points at your pillow. Pain that stays flat all day or builds through the afternoon usually comes from somewhere else, a desk setup or the mattress. There is also the fold test. Fold the pillow in half and let go. If it stays folded or lies there flat, it has stopped holding your head up.
And what do they do first?
Get your neck parallel to the mattress in the position you sleep in, using the pillow you already own. Take height out or add it back in small amounts and sleep on each change for 2 or 3 nights before judging it, because leftover stiffness from the old pillow can make a good setting feel wrong on night 1. If the pain is still there 2 to 3 weeks after you have changed the pillow, see a physician rather than keep experimenting on your own.
Is sleeping with no pillow at all ever the answer?
For a strict stomach sleeper, sometimes. The neck angle there is already low, so taking the pillow away can bring it into line. Side and back sleepers who try it tend to wake up stiff, because nothing is bridging the gap under the head. Stomach sleepers who still want something soft under their face do well with kapok, a hollow plant fiber that runs 80 to 90% air, so it goes very thin and stays light.
Which brings us to the zipper.
Every pillow we make has a zipper along the side, and it arrives full. About 1/3 more than most people keep, because it is easier to take some out than to wish you had more. You lift out a handful of hulls or a sheet of wool until your neck sits level in your own bed. That is also the answer for anyone whose position changes through the night, since a height that works on your back can leave your neck unsupported on your side. 60 nights to test it, free shipping, and everyone is made by hand in our New Jersey workshop.
So the short version for anyone waking up sore. Check the line from your ear to your shoulder, change the height before you change the pillow, and give each change a few nights.
And keep the material in mind while you do it. A pillow that holds the height you set is doing something a pillow that softens under you cannot. and your neck spends 8 hours a night finding out which one you own.
The height guide, the research behind all of this, and the 6 fills side by side are at circadianrest.com. Thanks for listening.